What's up, YouTube? It's Mike here, back with another video. Before we get into it, YouTube has been telling me in the analytics that most of the people watching the videos aren't subscribed. So I ask you guys to please subscribe, and if you like the video, please like the video. This video got a little bit more plumbing done and got the lighting finished up for the 1500 gallon. So let's jump right into it. Before we get to that, there are no more arowana in this tank. And if you guys have been following me a while, you'll know that I had 5 that I was growing out. I had 3 albinos and 2 silvers. If you watched my feeding video from last week, I only had 1 albino in here, and actually it was the biggest of them all. It was growing the biggest, and it was the most dominant one. So out of all of them, I was happy to still have that one, but I just found it on the floor underneath the stand just now. So I wanted to do a video on it real quick and address all the other arowana that are missing anyway, because I never really did talk about it. So this one, I left the lids open, a crack here like this. It was actually open a little bit more, and I usually feed through there, and that is my best guess. And then he flopped around. I think he actually went down in the back and then flopped around under the stand because I had to remove this to find him. So yeah, that's my fault. I left that open just enough, and it's amazing how they escape through stuff like that. The other ones slowly died over time from kind of from different reasons. So I know that the 2 silvers, the 2 regular silvers, died first about 2 months apart, and both of them spooked and died. I'm like 99% sure. They were very, very skittish in this tank. Everything is, but they were really bad. I've talked about it a lot. I'm like 99% sure they died from spooking. And then my short body albino, who I absolutely loved, that one I watched spook and die. I turned on the lights one day, I came down and I saw it freak out, and it basically injured itself in front of me and never recovered. So that one I actually watched it spook and die. I know how that one died. And then the other silver albino, it was the medium-sized one, but I noticed he was acting very strange, and then I tested water quality. This was maybe 2 months ago. I only had the 2 albinos left, and I saw one of them acting strange, so I tested water quality throughout the whole system, and I had a slight ammonia spike. It was like 0.25. It wasn't heavy, but it was significant enough. So I think it was my water quality issue that happened that took that albino out, although everything else was fine. Obviously there's some small fish in here. Even this little ray pup was in there and fine. However, I don't know for sure if that was the ammonia spike that killed that one, or maybe that one spooked and injured itself too. It wasn't swimming correctly. But regardless, that one may have been my fault as well. But I consider them all my fault, and I think most of it is because this tank is just not set up correctly for arowana. The tank is just maybe in a bad spot, and the light reflects on it poorly, but then also you got a high water level, which is not ideal for arowana, which jump anyway. There's the white bottom. I can think of a lot of things. They might be getting spooked by the rays too, although the rays are harmless because the dead bodies I've found in the tank haven't even been chewed on. But whatever it is, this is obviously not a good grow out for arowana, so I don't plan on doing it again anytime soon. Maybe next summer I have a plan to try to grow some out outside as an experiment, and if that's something that happens, you guys will see that come along. But I wanted to address that. Now, basically all I have left for arowana is this one. This one silver, which he's a beaut. Got him for $10 at a local fish store. Maybe a couple of years ago, and we thought he was gonna die, but he lived. I've told that story a bunch of times, so good to still have him, but definitely a bummer, especially because there was a lot of money in albino silver arowanas in that. So I'm definitely bummed, but it is what it is, and I wanted to tell you guys about that. Picking up where I left off with the last video, I had these 2 bulkheads in. This will be a drain, and that's going to be an emergency overflow, which hopefully will never be used. So since then, I've added both my returns up high. So this is one of my returns, and then the other one's over here. And then we have another drain here, which will go to a pump. And then up high, it's a little blurry, that up high, that small 1-inch bulkhead at the top will be my automatic water change. That's my automatic water change drain. So that is going to drain out from this tank and into the 1100, so I can put them all on one big system. And yeah, pretty simple. I still have a lot of plumbing to do, so we'll get to that. But that's just getting started here. And then I started painting this. This isn't, this is just dry fitted right now. But I'll paint all this the same color, so at least it's close to matching the tank. Here's my emergency overflow. I'm gonna run a 1-inch line right down into the sump here. So we'll come straight from here, right into the sump. That way if something ever goes wrong, and this tank's continuously being filled by tap water, it will never overflow the tank. The tank can never overflow. That's the goal with that. And this is gonna come directly to the pump here. Pretty simple. And then from the pump, we go up and into the Ultima bead filter. And then I still have to do my return and my backwash. The return is going to be quite the long run, but I want to get this connected first, and I'm waiting on a bunch of parts to come in the mail still. So that's where I'm at. But pretty clean look. I like these returns. Those return fittings there, those nozzles, those flared end nozzles, those were hard to find. I just found the first place that sold 2-inch ones, and they're black, so I figured they would match the intake strainers on all of the drains. Continuing on with my light installation, I've got a 4-footer now. I'm gonna mount the 4-footer up top here lengthwise, and then another 4-footer lengthwise in the back, and they're actually pretty bright. This is the white setting, which is, it's pretty bright. So I'm thinking 2 of these plus all the blues, this is gonna look really good. So let's see how we can do it here. Actually, I forgot that these have suction cups, and on the 1100 I just mounted one to the front window. So that gives you a good idea. Good amount of light on the front, which is nice. I don't know how well they'll penetrate the water, but again, we're gonna have 5 of them, so hopefully these will come out good. Let's see. So I dig it. It's pretty bright. That definitely helped. It's not as blue as it was. Now what I'm thinking is, these were really cheap lights. Maybe I'll replace 1 or 2 of these blue ones with white ones, or the RGB, and that'll brighten up the whole tank. And just leave one of them blue, maybe the middle one or something like that. But replace the 2 outers with white ones. I think that's gonna brighten this up even more. But I mean, that's pretty well lit. We'll see how it penetrates water. I might have to add spotlights or something on this still, I'm not sure. But I do really like this. It's a pretty clean look. And again, I will hide the wires as good as I can once I'm comfortable with this.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much done as I would have liked. It took me a long time to get the plumbing. I did finally get pretty much all the plumbing that I need to finish at least most of the section of the filtration for the 1500. So maybe this week I'll get that done. And I had planned on, filling it already and then just running it off of sponge filters and whatnot. But I changed my mind. I don't want to put any water into it until I know that this plumbing isn't going to leak. I don't want to have to go back and fix anything or have any problems or bother rushing into it. There's no point in me rushing into it, so I'm going to take my time with it. I already know it holds water. That was the important part. Now let's make sure the plumbing holds. So I will get that finished up within the next week or so, hopefully by next week. If it's good to go, then maybe I'll have it running next week. That'd be great. And before I finish off this video, I wanted to show you guys this real quick. So you guys saw these 2 hybrids that I got about 3 weeks ago. And then I got another hybrid from Josh Tanks LLC. He's on Facebook and Instagram, so shout out to him. This is another male, so I got too many males, but that's okay. Great pickups, and I think I just spooked him now because I'm talking. Yeah, I scared him. Anyway, these 2 aren't scared right now. But he's doing great, and he eats great. So very cool, have those 3. Once I get this tank here, this 40, situated, then they will all go in there. Also, they got to go through quarantine anyway, so. We got this little girl. Oh, I can't see her. I got to clean this tank. She's hungry. I can tell she's hungry. So the 4 of those pups I can grow out in this tank for a while on a closed loop. I don't got to worry about water changes, nothing like that. I'm excited about that. That wraps this video up. I thank you guys as always for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in that next video. Thanks.